So I woke up this morning with not one, but two scams in my text messages. The first one says, "Hi, I'm Lisa, a recruiter at Target. Your resume has been positively reviewed across several trusted job platforms." I've never made a resume in my life. I have no resume. I am a lazy, grifting son of a bitch. This is my resume. There exists no resume for me. And we'd love to offer you a flexible, remote, part-time opportunity. In this role, you'll help Target merchants update product data, boost visibility, and improve online bookings. We provide full training to get you started quickly. Work 60 to 90 minutes a day. So an hour to an hour and a half a day you work. 4 days a week. Earn $250 to $500 per day. Base salary, $1,000 every 4 working days. Extra weekend income available. 100% remote with a flexible schedule. We also offer 15 to 20 days of paid vacation annually, plus standard holidays such as maternity and paternity leave. We currently have 20 openings available. If you're 23 or older and interested, text for more details. And then I got basically the same message from Goldie over at a customer service for YouTube, with also telling me my resume has been so highly recommended on multiple online recruitment platforms and that they have high-paying positions available as YouTube optimization specialists. Remote work required. Daily salary $200 to $600 a day. Free training provided. Monthly salary $6,000 to $10,000 plus daily allowance, immediate payment, etc., etc., etc. And this, to me, is the strongest indicator yet that America is cooked. Because this, to me, shows that we have no imagination anymore. We are devoid. I mean, think about this. A scam 15, 20 years ago was, "I am a Nigerian prince, and I will send you $10 million. But all you must do, my friend, is send me $1,000 to prime the pump or whatever the fuck. Prove you're real by sending me some money, and then I will send to you $10 million. That's my very super authentic Nigerian accent. Let's have a round of applause for my Oscar caliber acting. Hey, still better than Russell Crowe and Robin Hood, right? Right. But now, Nigerian prince, $10 million. Now it's like, hey, you want to work at Target? That's the new American dream. Work for Target, work for YouTube. What? Like, the downgrade of our dreams, ladies and gentlemen. We used to dream big. Nigerian prince, $10 million. Now, they can make some money fucking working remote at home for YouTube or Target. It's like, what the fuck? That's where our ambitions are. That's the fantasy. That's the new daydream that you're going to try to sucker people with. It's just sad to me, you know? I had a friend, dude named Howard Bloom. You guys might remember me uploading some videos talking to Howard Bloom back in the day. He's an author. He published, most famously, The Lucifer Principle. And he used to say to me, a nation that looks up goes up. A nation that looks down goes down. We used to be a nation of dreamers. A nation of people who dreamed that a Nigerian prince was going to give us $10 million. And now, what have our dreams been reduced to? Maybe I can make, a grand a week working at home for Target for an hour a day. The loss of ambition, the death of our dreams. And it really hit me because, I come from a scamming family. My dad was one of the greatest con artists in American history. And, he used to have to weave a dream for these people. And now, look at the dreams you weave. Just fucking tepid shit. Oh, yeah, you can work for Target. What? That's what it's come to? Work for Target? Okay. Kind of sad. But hey, that's where we are as a nation. Every once in a while, you'll see a headline that just makes you smile. And we need it in these dark times. Quentin Tarantino recalls laughing throughout The Passion of the Christ, getting kind of turned on by the beating. I don't even want to read the article, because nothing the article could say is going to add to the merriment that I feel reading that headline. Maybe that headline is totally misrepresenting what was said. I don't care. I like it as it is. I like the thought of Quentin Tarantino sitting in the theater, watching Jesus get the shit beaten out of him for 2 hours, laughing his ass off with a half chub, Kind of beautiful. I think that's a beautiful thing. And that, to me, shows that there is hope for this great nation. Despite the fact that our dreams have withered and died and turned into garbage, I think there might still yet be some hope for us because Quentin Tarantino laughed at Jesus getting the shit kicked out of him and got a little turned on. It's a beautiful thing. And I think we all need to take a moment to appreciate that things like this are still happening in our great nation, our once great nation. But I have a few little sections for you today. The first thing we're going to look at is some entertainment news. And, we're going to look at it through a cultural lens, mostly through the lens of Twitter. So the first thing I saw today was Rush Hour 4 has been greenlit by Paramount. And I respectfully ask, why? Because when the first Rush Hour movie got made, and I enjoy the film, Jackie Chan, he was already leaving his prime, but he was still a pretty impressive martial artist at that point. And that was enjoyable to watch him make sort of, it wasn't his American debut, I don't think, but it was really his big introduction to the American moviegoer. Not just the people who like watching that kind of chop-socky, martial arts films. This was his mainstream American big budget Hollywood production. And he still had some cool stunts left in him. But now, Jackie Chan, he's an ancient man. He has no martial arts skills left he can't do the stuff he used to do. So what's the point of this? Don't do this. And the fish out of water story, it works the first time, but eventually, it's like, isn't the fish used to this damn water yet? You know what I mean? So I don't know about this. I don't think they should make this. And also, is Chris Tucker, he's still alive? Where has he been? I have not seen hide nor hair of Chris Tucker in a decade or more. I guess every once in a while they just awaken him from his vampire crypt to make another Rush Hour movie, but I think this ship has sailed, guys. I don't think we need another Rush Hour. Just gonna say that. This guy says, some movies in this format is dope as fuck, some are dumb as fuck. This is a prime example of dumb as fuck. So this is someone watching Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and I think they're watching it in the Sphere in Las Vegas or somewhere like that. And they have, you know, the whole factory has been... I'm going to mute it because I don't know how I can get away with the sound there. I just want to know, why is this dumb as fuck exactly? Like, what is the problem with this? I mean, yeah, the CG is maybe a little cheap or something, but like, I don't know. I feel like this is a cool enhancement to the movie. Why is it dumb as fuck? Like, what's wrong with it? It seems kind of cool. I don't know. So here's a guy. I think this is this dude, and maybe I'm wrong about this. I think this is this dude. Of course, followed by fucking dumbass shoe on head, but whatever. This guy here, I think, goes around claiming to be the smartest man on the planet. We got a few of those kicking around. There's another guy, this big fat dude that used to be a bouncer that also claims he's the smartest man on the planet. But this guy right here claims to be the smartest man on the planet. And he's posted a meme because I guess the Surfs posted a thing about Nazis. And they posted a meme. This fictional character supports my retarded worldview. And then they get the brain damage award. And you see that they're just like a dumb guy. I mean, this is a dude. You're a Christian, so you don't really have any room talking about people who need fictional characters to back up their point of view. But also, the retarded worldview in question here is that Nazis are bad. I mean, I guess that I shouldn't be surprised seeing this on Twitter in 2025. You know, the idea that Nazis are bad being like a quote-unquote retarded worldview. I also think it's funny to go around claiming to be a Christian and yet you support a genocidal regime that just butchers people by the truckload, by the millions. Doesn't seem very Christ-like, you fucking putz. And I personally think if this guy's the smartest guy in the world and all, I want to beat the smartest guy in the world's fucking ass. That's all I'm saying, you know. I know internet tough guy stuff, but I'm pretty sure I could take on Kang Min Lee. So Kang Min Lee, let's fight. You know, you and me. Let's sanction some, you know. Why don't you show me what you got, buddy? I'm not a threat to you. I'm just a fat, corpulent YouTuber, you know, beat my ass using the power of your super brain and the power of Jesus. I mean, you should have no trouble, right? So let's do it. Let's have some fun. UFC style, by the way. None of this boxing crap. I want to be able to kick. And no referee. All right, this one is just a racist post from a account called White America. And it says, white people music is so much better than N-word rap. I have no idea how the culture changed as much as it did. Well, you know, it's interesting. If you look at the Billboard top 200 these days, it's very white again. Last I looked at it anyway, which was only a few weeks ago, I mean, a lot of the top stuff was white people. Now, there was a while where black music was really super dominant on that list. Maybe I should pull it up and see if what's going on right now, just to make that case. But let me just go look at the Billboard top 200 right now. We'll just look at some of the top entries and see the racial makeup right now. So let's take a look here. Taylor Swift, of course, always number one. Summer Walker, I don't know. I see a black person. I'm assuming that they're black. I'm the Problem, Morgan Wallen, definitely not black. Fear, that looks like a white person. K-pop, Demon Hunters, that's Korean, right? Everyone's a Star, white people. Art of Loving, looks like probably a black chick, maybe a mixed race chick. I can't really tell. It says Olivia Dean. No idea who that is. Maybe they're Hispanic. Can't really tell from the picture. Man's Best Friend, Sabrina Carpenter. Controversial album cover, but definitely a white chick. SOS, no idea. Another Morgan Wallen. Cardi B, black. Alex Warren looks white to me there. Maybe Hispanic. Yeah, but this list is not currently dominated by black people. There's some black people smattered around here and there. a few years ago, this would have been a predominantly like a black dominated list. So this idea that the culture is just like super black right now, not really accurate anymore, almost like an observation from 5-10 years ago. But anyway, let's hear some of this music here that I guess is, wow, this is so much better than black music. I mean, like, man, of all the stuff you could have chosen to exemplify how white people are so much better at music, you choose this fucking pussy garbage. I am a pussy, and I get no pussy, 'cause I am a pussy. Actually, they probably do get pussy, but still. It's so weird to me, too, that, you just have this complete and utter lack of knowledge of music history where, white people music was basically just fucking trash for the longest time. I mean, we had the classical music is not bad, like Wagner and, Beethoven and Mozart and shit. Obviously, that's good. But like white popular music before, jazz and blues came along was like, I will hold your hand and we shall dance upon the sand and we will frolic in the dew. And then, blues and jazz came along and really like kicked shit up a notch and gave it some swagger and gave it some personality and gave it some life. And, then rock and roll was born out of that, predominantly as a black art form. And obviously white people ran with it from, the 60s on for the most part. I mean, obviously you had your geniuses like, God damn it, fucking the famous guitar guy. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Jimi Hendrix, that guy. And, you had that shit. But, predominantly it did become a white genre for a long time. And but even if you're gonna make that case, there's a lot better fucking bands out there than this. Like put up something cool at least, like some AC/DC or something, Thunderstruck, not some pussy going I am a pussy. But whatever, just a dumb bitch. What do you expect? Look at the size of those legs. Is Pink a man? This guy, so this like transvestigations in general are so stupid. They just think every pop star is a man. If they think every pop star is the opposite of what they're claiming. If there's a male pop star, they're secretly a woman. If there's a woman pop star, they're secretly a man. But this is like the dumbest reasoning ever because she has big legs. Women tend to have bigger fucking legs than men, dude. What are you talking about? Like, women are known for having big, like, have you ever heard the term birthing hips? What do you think that refers to? Little scrawny ones? Are you stupid? Yes. That's rhetorical. You are stupid as fuck. I mean, this is just dumb. Vince Langman, man. I love the fucking ex-con, deplorable. Okay. Thin blue line too, right? Am I seeing that? Blue Lives Matter as an ex-con? What a pussy. Okay, so black children are suffering all over the world. Imagine if this was a white child. And you see here a video. And I'll put this black girl, there's no bridge.
Mira, si cruzan estos niños.
There's no bridge, so she has to, go over there on this thing. And this person, Chrissy Mayer, says, I imagine if it were a white child, they could swim. Well, I guess that might make sense if they just had to cross it one time. But if this is literally part of their daily commute, to go to school or wherever they're going, you don't swim across that every day because your clothes would get sopping goddamn wet. What are you talking about? Like, wouldn't the better racist talking point be that if they were white, they'd build a bridge? But I guess no, they're just going to go with swimming, even though that makes literally no logistical sense. I just love these dumb bastards on Twitter, man. Speaking of dumb bastards on Twitter, let's see what Nick Fuentes is talking about here. A super chatter asked Nick why he has no bitches. That's all you need to know. Let's watch the response.
How do you have $1 million and no bitches, bro?
They're trying to kill me, bro. I have bitches. I got bitches on.
Who's they that's trying to kill you? Okay? First of all, he does have bitches. That's true. He's about, I don't know if he's going to say the same thing I'm going to say, but he definitely has bitches. When the fact that there are people sending him $20 to say stupid shit like that proves that he does have bitches. You're one of them. But anyway.
You look at my DM requests, it's bitches on bitches. Bitches are finding me bitches, but they're trying to kill me, bro.
No one's trying to kill you. If anyone was trying to kill you, you'd be dead. You're not that hard to kill. I've seen your house, I've seen your address shared on Twitter before. I've seen screenshots of your house posted on Twitter. It doesn't look like Fort Knox. I'm pretty sure that any sufficiently determined person could take you out with the greatest of ease. Especially some nebulous, spooky they. I mean, you do events. All it takes is one person with a gun to fucking take your ass out, same as any of us. We're none of us immortal here. This is the same shit Alex Jones used to say, always talking about how they are coming for him. They're trying to kill him. You're not hard to kill. If they want to kill you, you'd just be dead. That would be that. No sweat.
They're trying to kill me. I have no time for hoes. I have only time for the money. I have only time for power. I only have time for America, so.
I mean, losing the plot, right? Aren't these conservatives always telling everybody to breed? Isn't that one of their big things? You know, the white race is being outbred. I mean, this guy's not white anyway. His name is Nick Fuentes. I'm pretty sure he's Hispanic. I don't know. That could be a Spanish name, but I think in his case, no. I'm pretty sure this dude is just a white Hispanic. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Let me know. But anyway, yeah, I mean, these guys are always like, oh, the other races are outbreeding us and white erasure and white destruction. And then, you know, when it comes time to do it, when it comes time to lay the pipe and, you know, keep the species going, you get this crap. Oh, well, I'm busy. I'm trying to save the Western world by bloviating on the internet. So I don't have time for that. They're trying to kill me, bro. The deep state forces are out there.
You know, honestly, the more you fixate on bitches, the more you become one.
Well, you must be fixating a lot then. I mean, this is all just cope, because we all know the real reason Nick Fuentes ain't got no bitches is because he ain't got no interest in no bitches. I mean, just say, like, I'm obviously a closet homosexual, please. You know why I ain't got no bitches. I don't want no bitches. I'm bottoming out in fucking boy butt night after night. So I don't need them. I don't want them. I got no interest. Those vaginas look like something H.P. Lovecraft cooked up to me. I'm not a fan. Just say that. I guess your audience wouldn't like it.
The more you chase bitches, I will never chase a bitch.
I mean, you just said that they're not, you don't need to. You just said they're all up in your DMs trying to get at you. So you don't need to chase them. They're chasing you.
But for you, I might jog a little. No, but I will never chase. The more you chase pussy, the more you become a pussy. Don't get lost in the sauce.
I'm confused because by that metric, it seems like you must be chasing pussy all day, every day. I'm confused. Explain this to me. Maybe he was born such a big pussy that he's scared that if he chases pussy, it'll push him over the edge and he will just become an actual vagina.
Okay, player, focus on the money. You focus on the money, everything else.
Whatever happened to the Tony Montana fucking credo here? First you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the women. Like, the women was the ultimate goal for that motherfucker. I guess not anymore. Now, the money and the power is just like, I've got it all. Like, but what is it for? I've got it. Okay.
Takes care of itself. You focus on the grind, you become a human missile, you become a human Swiss Army knife, you attract the money. You attract the money, you attract everything else. Factor tip of the day. Looks max, Chad max, ascend. The money takes care of itself. The bitches take care of themselves.
He's playing the long game right now. He's just about the money and the power. But eventually, when he's accrued enough money and he's accrued enough power, that bitch thing, that'll all handle itself up. This is the weird... Just... Everybody knows, dude. Everybody knows you're gay. I know that, like, that is said about every conservative, you know, from Matt Walsh on, you know, Ben Shapiro, whoever. Doesn't matter who it is. Everybody looks at, yeah, you're closet homo. And, you know, in fairness, that's probably just a joke about half the time, because I think only about half of conservative influencers are actually gay. But, like, if you put a gun to my head and you was like, you tell me the sexuality of Nick Fuentes right fucking now, or I'll blow your fucking head off. And if you get it wrong, you die. I'll be like, he's gay. And I don't think I'm getting shot. I think I made the right decision to save my own life at that point. Nothing wrong with being gay, Nick Fuentes. I know, it's okay. I mean, there's something wrong with all the bullshit you talk, but there's nothing wrong with your sexuality. Just be proud. Be proud. It saddens me to see you repressing yourself and posting this weird cope like this, man. It really hurts my soul. Be yourself, Nick. Have the courage to be yourself. Don't be a bitch. Or be a bitch. I don't know. Maybe you want to be a bitch. All right, so here's a post I saw. It says, this is a healthy 22-year-old body, and then she's like massively fat and stuff. And then the reader's added context says, this is morbid obesity and in no way healthy. Now, I agree with that. I agree that this is not healthy. I agree, but like, do we really need a community note for some fat bitch coping with being fat and being like, I'm healthy? Like, I feel like you probably don't need... I mean, like... It even says here, I like to eat, gain weight, and fully be myself. This is probably fetish shit. She probably don't even really believe this. This is probably just like, yeah, you know, I like getting fat. So this is just like rage posting shit? And does it really need a goddamn community note? It really need a community note to tell us that this is morbidly obese and not healthy? I don't think we need that. I mean, I guess whatever. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it. But it seems a little much. It seems a little much. I think we know. I don't think anybody's looking at this being like, oh, it is? Shit. Okay. I don't think anyone is taking this as gospel truth. Maybe there is. But if there is, it's other fat people who are going to believe that fat's healthy no matter what society says. He was my hero. He will never die. Legends never die. And then there's Charlie Kirk wearing his freedom shirt. Legends never die. Then I guess he wasn't a legend because he fucking died, didn't he? I saw him die. I saw the arterial splatter, man. It was not, or is it spatter in that instance? Whatever. It was fun. You know, he bled out. He died. You know, and then he was dead. And then everybody fucking had a shit fit for like 2 weeks and then forgot he existed until posts like this come up. And then you're like, oh, yeah, I remember that guy. Legends never die. I guess he wasn't a legend because he's dead. Not only is he dead, interest in him is dead. Like, I guess this post, I mean, it got a little bit of likes and stuff. Oh, I almost showed the no-no picture. I'm glad that didn't, glad it didn't scroll any further. But, yeah, he's dead. Sorry, he's just dead. He's fucking dead. Here is some AI memes from Jeff Dye. Probably a MAGA guy, I'm assuming. Let's see. Just says comedian. I don't know. Democrats today. He called her piggy. That's derogatory. Also Democrats. We killed Charlie Kirk. Charlie is dead. Yay! So a few differences I think we need to go over here. First of all, Democrats did not kill Charlie Kirk. Liberals did not kill Charlie Kirk. Leftists did not kill Charlie Kirk. A dude named Tyler Robinson allegedly killed Charlie Kirk. Now, I happen to think there's some other suspects in the mix, but whatever. Conspiracy theories aside, one guy killed Charlie Kirk, okay? The collective did not kill Charlie Kirk, and they certainly were not like, yes, we did it. We killed Charlie Kirk. Nonsense. Second of all, you're acting as though Donald Trump has never killed anybody. Donald Trump has killed plenty of people. He has materially contributed to genocide in Palestine, and then did a fake ceasefire deal, and then Israel has gone right on killing with no repercussions from the Trump administration. He has been bombing these Venezuelan quote-unquote drug boats, even though Venezuela is not a drug importing, I mean, it's not a drug exporting country, really, maybe a little bit, but there's not a lot of drugs coming from Venezuela. Trump just wants Venezuelan oil because they have a shit ton of oil reserves down there, and Trump's like, ooh, that'd be nice. So I'll come up with a flimsy pretext to, go to war with Venezuela. And it starts by pretending that they're exporting drugs to America en masse in little fucking dingy fishing boats. And they're just not. It's just a bunch of silly nonsense. It's all lies. And those people are being butchered. And, he's drone striking people left and right. I think more drone strikes than any other previous administration, if I'm not mistaken on that. But even if I am mistaken on that, he hasn't slowed them down. So Trump is a murdering butcher. So let's not act like the worst thing Trump has ever done is called someone piggy. Trump has done far worse things than that. He has butchered people. He has murdered people, with MAGA sucking his cock for doing so. And finally, Donald Trump is he's elected president. He's elected the highest office in the land. So he's held to a little bit higher of a standard than some random loner who ends up shooting Charlie Kirk, if you believe the official narrative, which I don't. But hey, if you do, that's what happened there. So, not really the same thing. I love these posts. The laziest posts on Twitter. Find some 1950s family. Mom, dad, son, daughter. Black and white photo. Everybody looking very Leave It to Beaver, and just say, this is what they took from you. Who took this from you exactly? Because as far as I can tell, what really took this from you is the economic realities of modernity. The fact that a single income can no longer sustain an American household. Like back in the 1950s, when this picture was presumably taken, if this isn't just some AI-generated slop, which these days there's about an 80% chance that it is. But a single salary used to be able to pay for a house and kids and a wife, and the man was king of the castle, and so on and so forth. But now, the salary of two people working multiple jobs is not enough to pay for a goddamn pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. So economic reality killed this dream if nothing else did. But, I mean, technically, if you have the income, there is absolutely nothing on this earth stopping you from doing this. You can still very much get married and have kids. There is no impediment to that whatsoever other than the economic impediments that completely have their genesis in right-wing economic policy. So if you want to know who the they is that took this from you, it's not the left, it's the right. So shut your fucking dumbass mouth before I smack the fucking piss out of you. Okay. Want to thank you guys once again. Just yesterday, I sold my painting Old Blue Lips, one of the largest paintings I've ever made, and I sold it for $666, making it the biggest sale I've had in my painting career so far. I have made a total of 16 sales on my Etsy store. I am still not even I've still not reached even the 2-month mark on this Etsy store, by the way. I have a rating of 5.0 with 11 reviews. So doing very well there. Right now, I have 2 more custom portraits left. I've already filled 3 of the 5 custom portrait slots that I started off with, and Wood Nympho, my most difficult selling painting, a very large painting, still on sale for $300, but this one seems to not garner as much interest as my others, but I don't know. I like it. I think it's a cool painting, but so far it has not found its proper buyer yet, but I do have 2 more custom portrait slots open, and I do have some other paintings that will be listed soon. But I am very pleased to say that I've sold my most valuable painting yet at $666. And, my art career as a painter is burgeoning. And I want to thank you guys for being so supportive in that regard, and for your very kind reviews that you have left on my work. God created Adam and Eve. Satan made up all the other genders. Well, Adam and Eve are not genders. Adam and Eve are proper nouns representing 2 characters from the Bible. And I don't remember anything in the Bible where Satan created extra genders. I remember in the Bible that Satan disguised himself as a serpent and tricked Adam and Eve into eating the fruit of knowledge, which was most likely a fig, by the way, despite people believing it was an apple. Also, I don't know why Eve looks Hawaiian here. Why is she wearing a lei upon her head? Or maybe that's called a garland when it rests upon the brow. I don't know. I'm not a flower expert. But, Adam and Eve are not genders. They're names. So it doesn't really make much sense. So here is a guy named Trevor Sheets who says, according to the Bible, abortion is murder, homosexuality is an abomination, transgenderism is sinful rebellion, and marriage is between one man and one woman. So this person clearly has no idea about what is in the Bible at all. Let's go over them one by one. So I've made entire videos about this, but abortion is murder. That is not in the Bible. In the Bible, there is one mention and one mention only of abortion. If you want to find it, just type in Bible bitter waters. Because basically there is a part in the Bible where a woman is pregnant and she consumes the bitter waters, and that causes her to miscarry the pregnancy, which is an abortion. And does the Bible say this is bad? Does the Bible say this is wrong? No. The Bible endorses this action, and in fact says it's a good idea if you don't know if the baby's yours. Because basically it says, oh, drink the bitter waters, and if the baby is not yours, the bitter waters will magically know to spare. If the baby is yours, the bitter waters will magically know to spare it. If the baby's not yours, the bitter waters will get rid of it. And that is viewed as a good thing. So the only mention of abortion in the entire Bible is a positive mention of abortion that says, yes, you should do this. Homosexuality is an abomination. That is in the Bible. It is in the Bible maybe a number of times, arguably, but only once clearly. And that is in Leviticus, the same book that also says it's an abomination to plant different crops in the same furrow, or to wear mixed fabrics, or to eat shellfish. All things that Christians and everybody really does on a pretty normal basis. So to take homosexuality of all the things prescribed by Leviticus, I said proscribed, not prescribed, of all the things that are proscribed by Leviticus, to take only that one thing and say, yes, the Bible condemns homosexuality, is pretty silly, because lots of other things are condemned in Leviticus that you pay absolutely no mind to. Transgenderism is sinful rebellion. There is no mention of transgenderism anywhere in the Bible. There are a couple of verses that condemn cross-dressing, but transgenderism is not cross-dressing. Transgenderism is having gender euphoria and undergoing a procedure to make your body match your mind. So transgenderism is not mentioned in the Bible. There was no research into transgenderism at the time the Bible was written. There were certainly transgender people at that time, but they were not fully explored in any sort of scientific realm, and they were not mentioned in the Bible whatsoever. And finally, marriage is between one man and one woman. Well, just answer me this. How many wives did King Solomon have? Was it one? No, it was not one. King Solomon, a godly man who was embraced by the Lord and actually declared by the Bible itself to be the wisest man on earth, had hundreds of wives and hundreds of concubines on top of that. In fact, numerous biblical kings had multiple wives. And does God say one word against it? He does not. So every single thing you have listed here is either flat out a lie, or it is true only with some massive, very important caveats. So Trevor Sheets, you are a fucking dildo, and you belong up your own ass, which you already are. So I guess you're where you belong. Who do you trust? The smartest guy in history? Let me tell you something. I think this is Thomas Aquinas, if I'm not mistaken. But if not, it's some other fucking holy rolling douchebag. God created the universe, according to the smartest guy in history, this guy, or it was all random chance, according to some comedian, this guy, Ricky Gervais. I believe this is Thomas Aquinas, and I'm going to tell you something. The smartest guy in history did not have this haircut. He just flatly did not. No smartest guy in history has ever been like, I am going to rock this do. That just simply did not happen. And, yeah. Atheist, what would it take to convince you Christianity was true? And here we see a scene that I presume is from the Bible. It looks like this is a sickly person being lowered down to Jesus for healing. I don't remember what exactly story from the Bible this is. This is probably just AI-generated slop anyway. Most things are these days. So, what would it take to convince me that the Bible is true? There's nothing you could say to convince me the Bible is true, that Christianity is true. It would, I mean, I guess, you know, even if Jesus came back and was like, I don't trust anything. I don't trust that anything is true. I don't trust that this reality that I'm experiencing right now is true. So there's nothing you could do to convince me utterly that it was true. But if Jesus were to ascend from the clouds and, every trumpet in the world sounded all at once, and it's like, Christ the Savior has returned. You know, and I could feel his power, you know, coursing through the atmosphere and stuff, then I'd give it a lot more credence. Yeah, I'd be, okay, you know, maybe there's something to this bullshit. But, you know, as far as an argument goes, I don't think there's any argument you can make to me to convince me it's true. NVIDIA CEO says you're insane if you don't use AI to do literally everything. This just in. Man whose fortune relies upon the microprocessors that power AI says you should be using AI. I mean, go fucking figure. I mean, this is the... Of course he's saying that. Anyone would be saying that in his position. Can you imagine being in this guy's position and saying, who gives a shit about AI? Like, he's making money hand over fist right now. Why would he want it to stop? He doesn't want it to stop. The only rich person I've ever seen stupid enough to poo-poo their own revenue source is Elon Musk. A guy in charge of an electric car company who says climate change is a myth. Like, that guy's a fucking dumbass, and I don't know why. I mean, Elon Musk might be actually the biggest proof I've ever seen that there must be a God. Because every once in a while in the Bible, God just shows favor to some random schlub and just like, you know what? He's a piece of garbage, but I love him. Like Samson. Not a particularly holy man, not a good or righteous man, but God is just like, I like that guy. Give him superpowers. Elon Musk might be such a case. That might be the only explanation for Elon Musk, because he's dumb as dirt, can't talk, makes every horrible decision under the sun, and yet somehow God continues to show him favor and wealth and power. So maybe that's proof of God. Maybe that's what it'll take to convince me of Christianity. This is a story about Meet the Group breaking people out of AI delusions. This is a fun story. I don't know if you guys know this, but you know how ChatGPT has this tendency to kiss your ass? I don't know how many people here are ChatGPT users on any sort of regular basis or any basis whatsoever, but ChatGPT pretty much kisses your ass and tells you you're always right and tells you you're a genius and tells you every idea you have is fucking brilliant. And that can be dangerous, I think, under any circumstance, but when it becomes ultra super dangerous is when someone who is massively delusional and mentally unwell starts using it. And ChatGPT starts telling them, yeah, maybe they do control the world. Yeah, maybe the government is trying to read your brain waves with their secret spy satellites that do that. Yeah, maybe 5G is trying to brainwash you. And, you know, that becomes a pretty dangerous fucking thing, right? When this AI that's basically the ultimate people pleaser starts pleasing people who are, you know, dangerously unwell and delusional and bolstering their delusions. And as a result, a shit ton of people are now having massive breaks from reality. Like, because even if they're mildly delusional, a lot of times ChatGPT will get them all the way to psychotic. And that's not good. But yeah, we're trying to do something about that. I guess a lot of mental health professionals right now are trying to figure out how exactly to treat this AI psychosis shit. Probably these companies should be taking a little bit more blame in that regard and maybe making some important changes to how their interfaces work. But since the government seems loath to regulate them to even the smallest degree, I guess it's going to be up to the already super strained mental health care system in this country to try to fucking fix this, which is probably a fool's errand. So finally, I wanted to, a few days ago, I think it was last Friday, me and Scotty and Paul did a 24-hour Brett Keane Manatauntlet stream. And we decided, it was because the fans demanded it, basically. We got all these new YouTube members. They just flooded in by the hundreds. And we said, if they reach a certain benchmark, we'll do this 24-hour show, thinking there's no way. But they made the goal. And so we had to do the stream, and we did it. And it was, it was strenuous, but it was fun. And today I saw that Brett had uploaded a video where he says some things that I think are just kind of hilarious. So let's take a look at that really quick. And normally I would never cover Brett on my own channel, but this one was just too funny.
So the first thing I want to talk about and get out of the way is a long time ago, whenever I was a former atheist, I wrote a song called Father, and it was basically an atheist anthem. This was long before I found God, long before I became a Christian. And guess what happened, Eve? Some atheists ended up stealing the song and trying to copyright it themselves. The song has been on several atheist videos all over the internet. The video has been re-uploaded nonstop, thousands and thousands of views and listeners and all that. And I had planned on making a remake of that song and putting it on my album. I wasn't endorsing atheism by wanting to put my song on there, but it was a song I created a long time ago, so I wanted to remake it. Well, I found out that these ass clowns attempted to actually copyright my music. Guess what happened, Eve? Guess what I did to them?
For those of you who don't know, Brett Keane now co-host, speaking of AI delusions, I guess, by the way, Brett Keane now has a co-host named Eve, who is an AI. It's one of the standard issue Grok AI voices that he now hosts his show with. And that's who he's talking to right now.
Oh, you fucking well busted caps in their ass. Tell me you hired a mercenary with a guitar pick for teeth, had him sneak into their mom's basement and shove the...
And, she's... It's weird. His relationship with it is weird. Anyway, she talks for a minute about all her weird shit.
What happened was that I had the choice that I could take down all those channels that did that with my music, or I could simply collect royalties off of Atheist. And guess what I chose to do?
Guess what, Mom? Guess what?
You chose to collect royalties off atheists? Oh my God, you absolutely fucking gutted them.
Okay, so Brett Keane is a liar, obviously. But what doesn't make sense to me is the pointlessness of his lies sometimes. So what's true is he did have a song called Father, and we did feature it in our 24-hour Manatee Gauntlet because it's actually a pretty fucking cool song. It's probably the best thing he's ever done creatively. It's kind of a banger. Now, I don't want to overstate the case and say it's some kind of brilliant fucking musical masterpiece or something, but it's definitely like a toe tapper. It's like, oh yeah, what kind of father on a brown? Yeah, it's kind of a good song. It's probably the best thing he's ever done. I don't know if it's accidental or if it's just like the one time in his life he put forth any effort or what. But here's the weird thing here. The lies upon lies upon lies upon lies that he just tells in this tiny little segment. So the first lie is that we tried to copyright the song that he wrote. Nope. We did no such thing. We have made no attempt whatsoever to copyright your song, Brett. We have showed the song. We shared the song in the course of our gauntlet for the sake of showing people your song. And we said, this is Brett's song. We never claimed it was our song that we made. And we never filed any copyright that said, this is our song and this belongs to us. We were showing it for purposes of commentary and in what we consider to be a fair use. So we did not copyright the song, nor did we on any level claim the song belonged to us. We know it does not. It is your song, sir. He says that he had the option to take down any channel that showed this copyrighted content of his, which is once again false. You don't, if someone violates your copyright, you don't just have the right to instantly take down their entire channel for doing so. That is not a thing. You could file a DMCA, which might put a strike on their channel, but that's not how most people deal with copyright issues on YouTube. Most of the time, if they want to be aggressive with it, they block the content worldwide. They say, you use my copyrighted content, so your shit's blocked worldwide. That's a pretty rare thing. You don't see that too often. What you really see more of is either you cannot monetize the video, or the video is a shared monetization, which I think is what Brett's referring to with, I'm going to share, I made them fucking share the money with me. Which, okay, that'd be fair, and that is an option available to you. However, you didn't actually even do that. Like, okay, so this is the gauntlet split up into 4 parts. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. So here in Part 2, you'll see that we do have revenue sharing with somebody, but it's not you. It's Roger Williams' theme from Somewhere in Time. I guess at some point that played, and so we have to share revenue with Roger Williams. You see that in Part 3, monetization is turned off, because, well, there was a copyright strike on it. I actually removed the copyrighted material because one of the things that I can do on the creator side is I am able to remove material that flagged copyright. And so we played a clip at one point in the stream from the film Halloween, and it came up as copyrighted to John Carpenter. And so I told YouTube, okay, just remove that audio. And they did so. Now here is Part 4 of the gauntlet, which is the part of the gauntlet that features your song, Father. And you will notice it is just flat out monetized. There is no revenue sharing as there is in Part 2. You're not getting any money from that. So I get that you're a liar, but why are your lies so pointless? Why would you pointlessly lie and say that we tried to copyright your music? We didn't. Why would you pointlessly lie and say that you hit us, pointlessly lie and say that you had the option to take down our channel? You didn't. You could get us a strike at best. And why did you pointlessly lie and say that you're doing a revenue split with us when you're not? Every dime of the advertiser money that goes into that we get from Part 4 of that gauntlet is going to us. I just showed you the back end of this shit. There is no revenue share in place for that video. So it's just a bunch of pointless, silly lies. And for what? To what end? You're a silly man. That's really all it boils down to. You're a silly, silly man. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, give it a big old thumbs up, leave a comment down below to give us some of that algorithmic strength. If you are an American, then I want to say happy Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving feast. Hope you eat too much food and go into a food coma. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye. That is all.